Hello and greetings, brothers and sisters. I hope you guys are doing well. If it's your first time on World Perspective TV, we'd like you to subscribe. Also, you can comment below. I always like to be able to read your comments, so please start to comment on how you see the situation that we talk about. Love to have that dialogue because it's important for us as our community to, reason well and see how we can work together. So, please subscribe and comment and like as well. I just want to let you guys know what's really been on my mind. It's important that we're not just, complaining, but we find a solution. And the solution starts at first expressing our feelings and also expressing what's going on around the world. You can't do anything without knowing what's going on. So when you see that we post new content, it's for us to be aware, and then from there we react. And how do we react? We work within our communities. The things that we do not have in our communities, we try to make sure that we can start a coalition, how we can be able to have NGOs, non-government organizations, that we can really not depend on government, but depend on the community to see the need and the sense of urgency to develop our communities. And if we can have a like-minded spirit in our communities to build it, I believe when we're posting content of what's going on around the world, that is only to educate us to realize that we can't wait for the government in Africa to help us. We can't wait for China to come and take over everything and complain about it. We're not going to complain about it, but we're going to also be productive, be creative and innovative, and find ways on how we can be able to, build ourselves up, within our region of wherever we're living. So, guys, that's what I had really on my mind to say first. So when you do see me post a video on, the different concerns around the world, that's just to keep us abreast, that we don't get comfortable or get relaxed or think that these things are not going on. Yes, they're going on. And with us being colonized still to this day and so many different measures, we cannot just blame our African leaders, because even though that they're, suited up as the president, and you think that they can stop all the things that's going on in African country, it's bigger than that on the world platform. So when we're talking, let us talk with knowing how we as an African continent can work along with our leaders and the government officials. Even when they make some wrong decisions, we still have to really trust God to allow us to be creative and innovative in a way that we can move our country forward and also our community. So keep that in the back of your mind when we start to complain about, okay, who's allowing these people, Chinese, to come into our country and collect our cocoa and collect our gold and our crude oil. Who's allowing these things? It's not about who's allowing it. It's about, the world platform and how things have been, for over 500 plus years. So let us just get that out the way, so that now that we can realize it's just not the leaders wanting to just give away everything. But when you're on a world platform, with import, export, all these things tie in together. And if you don't you have to also give to get. So in this way, as me trying to present it, I realized that we have to help ourselves. And before China comes and buys up everything, or Russia tries to come and buy up everything, or North America tries to come and buy up everything, we need to work with what we got and start working in our communities of building it up within ourselves. We got two hands, we got 2 feet, we have strong and healthy. Some of us are very strong and healthy to be able to do it. So I believe if we come together and bring our minds and our collective thoughts, we can do more. Brothers and sisters, I also just wanted to show you this quick clip, this video of how the Chinese in South Africa on how they're going about doing business, and I want to get your perspective and your view. Is it right? How do you feel about it? I don't want you just to always hear about my perspective. I want to hear from the people, because the people should decide in our different countries in Africa what they feel is acceptable and that what is not acceptable. So watch this clip, and we'll be right back.
No, together.
We're together. The test and the driving that you never did. Okay, that's fine.
What are you gonna do? Okay, wait. What are you gonna do now?
Ma'am, we need to take this vehicle in and we need to check all these people's documentation if they're legal in South Africa.
Yeah. So, and we are Silver Gesingers.
Where's his license?
Huh?
Where's his license?
Meneer, do you still have his license?
No.
Yeah. Okay, what's going to happen now, ma'am? You say the car's on your name. Okay, we need to verify your documentation if you're all legal in South Africa. So we're going to take you to SAPS here at Langlaagte, where we're going to verify everything. Okay, you need to phone people to bring your documentation to show to us and prove to us that you're legally in South Africa.
Which one?
Which one? What?
Which document?
How did you come to South Africa? These people. Has he got a passport?
He got ID. Yeah.
Where did he get the ID from?
I don't know.
You don't know? But he's got a South African ID.
It's getting worse, guys.
Where did you get the ID? You know, I don't understand one thing. These people can't speak English and they can't speak
the
any...
mainly
Whoa,
Chinese-
whoa. They can't speak English. They can't speak any of our other languages, but they're in possession of a driver's license of our country. They're in possession of documents. How did they apply for these things?
The Chinese make
They paid money.
The Chinese made it.
yeah. Yeah.
Where did they make it?
是不是叫中
Do
国
you
人
have a
办的？
friend that...
啊，听着挺害羞的啦，我跟你说。
不敢搞给我。
我那他都抓到警察局去啊！
When did this gentleman came to South Africa? Ask him.
什么东西啊？
他问你什么时候来的，是吧？
我要来的10年了，两天。
So my brothers and sisters, you see for yourself how the Chinese act like they don't know what they're doing in South Africa. I mean, how did they get their documentation to be there? And what is their true plan? So I want to get you guys' perspective on how you feel about them being there. And of course, everybody can immigrate wherever they would like, but documentation should not be a shaky business where we don't understand why the Chinese can't explain to the police about their documentation. So I'd like to get your perspective and your view on that. I'd like you to watch a quick clip of what the Chinese, how they were running their business out of their home from Nigeria. So check this clip out. I'd like to get your perspective when we come back.
State Commissioners of Police Usman Nagogo led the operation to the hideouts of the Chinese nationals who are engaging in illegal mining at the Kwali mining site. The police stormed the house where the foreign nationals are residing at Nasara Bukulu community in Bukulu local government of Zamfara state and arrested 2 of them. Also arrested alongside the foreigners was a Nigerian girl. She is said to be a cook and cleaner for the foreign illegal miners. The arrest of the 2 foreigners indicates that it is not only Nigerians who are operating illegally at the Kwali mining site in Zamfara state, but foreigners as well. CP Nagogo explains that the police is committed to ensure the enforcement of the federal government ban on mining activities in Zamfara state. That is why it has deployed about 63 additional mobile policemen to the Kwali mining site.
Fuzzling us was the fact that the federal government has banned all mining activities since 2016 in Zamfara. So we are not expecting to see even a Nigeria engaging in gold activities, and not to talk about even a Chinese national. But you are living witness. The Chinese personnel are here and they are engaged very much in that illegal mining activity. Will be made by Inspector General of Police, because from here we transfer them to Abuja. In Abuja, we will make necessary decisions and our own stop at
Items recovered in the house include chemicals, gold, sand, and charcoals, among others, which are being used by the foreign nationals in the minings of gold at the Kwale site.
My brothers and sisters, I hope that you can see now the reason for us to be alert, cautious, and build a coalition to unite together to know what's going on in our surroundings and our environments. Because while we're just going about our day-to-day to survive, behind the scenes, the Chinese are coming into the African continent and just doing whatever they like. Whether having the documentation or not, you should still always, I believe we all should take that responsibility of asking questions. If you don't know the Chinese that are in your community, definitely ask them, or call your local police office and let them know that there's some Chinese that have moved into the community. And we want to know if you are aware of that. It's just basically like they have in the US, Neighborhood Watch. It's important that we look out for our communities. So it's, I believe they would do the same in China as well as in Europe. So don't see it as, it's a bad thing. It's also good to know who's living in your community and that you can feel comfortable that you know their reason and their task and the purpose of being there, so that you can continue to go on with your normal life. But if you see Chinese there and you can't ask questions why they're there and what their purpose of being there is, there we have a problem. We need to find out what's going on. So that's my perspective. I will continue to shine light on whatever is going on around the world. And if you guys have some issues or some things that you want us to shine light on, please comment below. You can send me a message also, and we will be able to definitely express our feelings on our communities of how we want things to be ran, because with the democracy, we're not going to allow a dictatorship like China to steal our hearts and our minds and also our ancestral land to do whatever they wish. So peace, love, and blessings, my brothers and sisters. If you're first time, I'd like you to like, comment, and push that subscribe button along with the bell icon, so anytime that we post new content, you'll receive that notification. And I wish that everyone would be safe and have a blessed day. Until the next video.
Thank you.